Picture this, 2024, but without the familiar glint of an iPhone screen in every hand. No endless scroll, no instant access to a global network. What if Apple never invented the iPhone? Would our world be fundamentally different? And let's find the answer to the question, what if? Without the iPhone, the mobile phone market would have been a vastly different landscape. BlackBerry, relying on its physical keyboard, might have continued its reign as the dominant player, its QWERTY devices resisting the touchscreen revolution. Nokia, a mobile giant already, could have further developed its Symbian OS, potentially creating a sophisticated, long-lasting mobile ecosystem. The absence of Apple's sleek design and intuitive interface would have created an opening for other companies like Palm, or even new players, leading to a more fragmented and less standardized mobile market with multiple competing operating systems and designs. This absence of a single dominant player would have fundamentally reshaped the competitive dynamics of the entire industry. Without iOS, Android's development might have followed a different path, potentially emerging earlier but more fragmented, tied closely to individual hardware manufacturers rather than a unified platform. App development would likely have been less centralized, with apps tailored to specific operating systems and devices, limiting accessibility for independent developers. This would have significantly impacted mobile gaming, perhaps fostering the rise of dedicated mobile gaming consoles or radically different game design strategies to adapt to the limitations of a less unified market. The absence of a centralized App Store model would have fundamentally changed the mobile software landscape, slowing the rapid growth and widespread adoption we've seen in recent years. Without the iPhone's intuitive interface and superior camera, the rise of social media would have been significantly slower. Sharing photos and videos, key features driving platforms like Facebook and Instagram, would have been less convenient, hindering their explosive growth. We might have seen different social media platforms emerge, perhaps prioritizing text-based communication or catering to the limitations of alternative mobile technologies like BlackBerries. Instead of the visually driven, instantly shareable content that dominates today's online world, communication might have remained more reliant on text messaging or email, reflecting a slower, less visually saturated online experience. The ubiquitous nature of social media, so deeply intertwined with our daily lives, would likely be markedly different, even potentially less pervasive. Without the iPhone's dominance, the tech industry's focus would likely have diversified. Instead of a singular, powerful mobile ecosystem, we might have seen a flourishing of alternative technologies. Desktop computing, gaming consoles, and even robotics could have received significantly more investment and attention. The relentless innovation pressure associated with the smartphone market would have been distributed, potentially leading to breakthroughs in other, less explored technological areas. This decentralized landscape might have prevented the concentration of power and influence seen with Apple and its ecosystem, resulting in a more balanced and perhaps less monolithic tech industry. The pace of technological advancement might even have been different, with progress possibly more gradual and spread across various sectors rather than hyper-focused on mobile technology. Without the iPhone, our daily lives would feel markedly different. Navigation would likely rely more on traditional maps and asking for directions, impacting spontaneity and ease of travel. Banking transactions would probably be primarily handled in person or via computer, slowing down everyday financial processes. Communication would be less immediate, with increased reliance on landlines, emails, and face-to-face meetings, impacting the immediacy of social interaction and information spread. Entertainment would likely involve more dedicated devices like MP3 players and portable gaming consoles, instead of the all-in-one smartphone experience. The overall pace of life might be slower, with less constant connectivity and information overload. Social dynamics might shift, fostering more in-person interactions and potentially reducing the impact of social media's constant feedback loop. The iPhone's absence would have drastically altered the tech landscape, creating a fragmented mobile ecosystem and slower technological advancement. In your opinion, what if Apple never invented the iPhone? Share your thoughts in the comments.